Yoda is the wisest and most powerful Jedi of his era. He is the leader of the Jedi Council and the Grand Master of the Order. Even though he is one of the greatest Jedis to ever live, that does not mean he is flawless. Yoda has one noticeable flaw, and that is his lack of endurance. Now some may argue that his biggest flaw was to let Palpatine take over, but I don't think that is a flaw of his. I just think that is the brilliant, precise planning and execution of Palpatine. Yoda is by far the wisest Jedi, after Qui-Gon Jinn. Yoda already knew that the war was bad in Attack of the Clones, and that there was something weird going on with Palpatine. But now back to the main point about Yoda's endurance. It is normal, even in the real world, that smaller beings have less endurance and stamina than bigger beings. You can just look at humans and dogs, and even kids and adults. The smaller being always has less endurance. For Yoda, this is even worse because of two other reasons. The first and most obvious one is his age. At the time of the Clone Wars, Yoda is very old. He's almost 900 years old. For Yoda's species, the years are basically just 10 times human years. That means that Yoda is in his high to mid 80s during the Clone Wars. Even though his abilities in the Force dramatically increased through time, his endurance and stamina plundered the older he got. When Yoda fought Count Dooku, he's pretty gassed afterwards, even though he won the fairly short fight. Yoda was even more out of breath than the old Count Dooku. And now that leads me to the last and biggest reason for Yoda's lack of stamina, and that is his lightsaber form. Yoda uses Form 4, Ataru, also known as the aggressive form. This form is used mostly from one-to-one combat, and it focuses on speed, jumping, and acrobatics with the Force. To the untrained eye, he is but a blur because he is so fast. Because of Yoda's small size and his powerful Force abilities, it allows him to move at an even faster speed than any other Jedi or Sith. He's even faster than Darth Sidious, who's very fast and also a blur during a lightsaber fight. The first time we got to see Yoda fight was in Attack of the Clones against Count Dooku. We saw him use his speed to jump and spin around his opponent and overpower him because of it. His crazy speed and acrobatics is what makes the duel in his favor, and it is the reason that Dooku has to retreat. He was simply too fast and all over the place. Although this fast, aggressive style is not without consequence. Moving at an extremely fast pace makes it so that the user tires out very quickly. This form is meant to quickly end a duel, compared to Form 3, which is meant to extend one. In Revenge of the Sith, when we get to see the ultimate lightsaber duel between the most powerful Jedi and Sith, it is not disappointing. We get to see Yoda and Palpatine dueling it out throughout the Senate, and Yoda jumping all around the Senate seats, avoiding his opponent's attack. In the end, this really tires out Yoda, and he can no longer fight with the same intensity as he previously could. When Yoda is knocked down to the bottom of the Senate floor, he's out of breath and cannot keep fighting. He knows that now he's at a disadvantage compared to at the start of the battle, when Yoda was partly winning. Now that Yoda is tired and he knows he cannot win, he makes the wise choice to leave and go into exile. If Yoda's endurance had been better, like that of Obi-Wan's, perhaps he could have kept fighting Sidious and won the fight. This way here the Sith would have been eradicated, and the Empire would still be the Republic. Countless lives would have been possibly saved if Yoda had more stamina to keep fighting the Emperor. Overall, Yoda's biggest weakness is his endurance, because of his size, his age, and his lightsaber form. If he had better endurance, perhaps he could have kept on fighting the Emperor, and maybe even win. Let me know down below in the comments who you think would have won between Yoda and Palpatine if they kept fighting. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel to not miss out on any more great Star Wars content. Check out the video on screen, and apart from that, Have a great day.